Just somebody that's developing nicely. A guard that's very quick, fast, creates a lot of offense, does a nice job defensively. I think what is hard to guard about him is he creates for himself and he creates for others, and that's always a dangerous combination.
What does this matchup mean? Like, where does the rivalry sit in terms of your season and the importance of it?
I don't know. I've been a part of 10 games, so the rivalry to me is 8-2. That's the rivalry to me, and we got 2 more games this year, and we're trying to get them both. So they're a very good team. They're big. They're athletic again. They won in here last year, and not a lot of people can do that or have done that. So it hadn't set well with us that we lost a non-conference game in here, and we're playing pretty well. I think they've won 4 out of 5. They're playing well. They've had a long time to get ready for us, and now it's like an NBA schedule. We play Saturday and we play again Wednesday. So that makes for a fun 5-6 days here with in-state rivals.
What's this week been like for you guys leading up to Saturday?
It's been good. Coaches have been able to do a little bit of recruiting. We've done some travel to where we've done some recruiting and catch up on our film. A lot of times when you're playing so many games, you go from game to game, opponent to opponent, and you get behind in just watching your own team. And I've been able to catch up. Coach Neal and I have been able to catch up this week of just watching our team and making sure we're catching the things that we need to work on offensively and defensively to make sure we're progressing. And the players obviously have had a very difficult week trying to finish in finals. Most of them finished today, so I think we'll probably have an energetic group today, knowing that their finals are coming to an end.
What have those adjustments been? Those things that you say you're looking at players?
Well, we'll just have to continue to work on those things. I'm not going to publicize what our strengths and weaknesses are.
What are some of the keys, to these 2 games in state?
Well, they got a +10 rebound average. That's the thing that really comes to the forefront with them. So we've had a very good rebounding year so far. We're +6. But this is the first time we've gone into a game where somebody's had a larger rebound advantage than us. And when you're at +10, that's an incredible rebounding advantage. So I think it starts with the backboard, and then it I think has to do with execution of what you do offensively. We've got to continue to execute offensively, and we've got to be able to defend. If we defend the way we're capable of defending, then we kind of ease the pressure of the backboard. But I think going into this game, the biggest concern is backboard.
Playing them twice a year and especially back-to-back?
Yeah, it's been great for us. I've been on a lot of the national medias this morning talking about it, that I think it makes us unique. Most in-state rivals that only play twice, your Indiana, Purdue, your Michigan State, your Duke, Carolina, they may not, they're playing twice a year because they're in the same league. Most in-state rivals you don't play twice. When I was at Iowa State was once a year. So you're either getting the benefit of playing at home all the time, every other year. Here, it's a lot of fun because we're not in the same league, and yet we get to play twice a year. So I like that. I think it's you find out, you get a true look at who's the best in the state that given year by playing twice, once in your place and once down at third place. So I like it. It's been a lot of fun for us over the 5 years. It has not hurt our schedule at all. We're able to schedule the other teams that we want to schedule. And it's been fun seeing how sometimes it works out to where we've had years where we've played them in the same week, 7 days apart. This is the first time we've played them, I think, back-to-back with only 4 days apart. So that gets to be interesting. But it also is a lot of fun doing it over the break.
You said it hasn't really affected scheduling, but what about the RPI? Do you start to get concerned when they're having an off year that 2 non-conference games are against them?
Well, yeah, I think you do, and hopefully, their RPI is going to take care of itself. They got a lot of concerns with their league, so that's something to look at. But New Mexico State's a little bit like us in that I think we got to help each other with scheduling because it's not easy for us to schedule teams. It's not easy for them to schedule teams. So I think we got to help each other that way, and I think our fans like it. I think it's not your whole schedule is centered around fans because we just can't do that. I mean, I know our fans would like to schedule Duke, Carolina, Indiana, Michigan State, Kansas. We just can't do that. But I think our fans, this is an in-state. It's a bus trip. It helps with budgets for both teams. Our fans like it. You have a lot of people living, whether it's in Cruces or Albuquerque, that follow both teams throughout the state. And so I think it makes sense to play twice a year. I think there's been concerns on both sides of whether that can continue. I hope it continues. If it's only once a year, it's not going to affect us really that much. But I do think it's good for our state, and it's good for both programs. We're playing twice.
And last year when they came up here, they seemed maybe to surprise a lot of people with how physical they played in the pit. You guys corrected that when you went down there 2 weeks or a couple games later. But this year, is there any anticipation that the physical play is that they're gonna try and out-physical you again?
Well, I think that the good thing with our team through 10 games, we've played against just about every style. We've played against teams that are physical, teams that are fast and athletic. We've played against big teams like USC, teams that wanted to play fast, wanted to play possession ball and play slow. We've been able to play a lot of different. So I think we're better prepared. That game last year was very early in the season up here, and it was a team that Drew Gordon only had a half a year under him. We had a lot of new guys. Hugh Greenwood wasn't our starting point guard yet. So there are a lot of different things going on. We're a little bit more, I think, in tune of who we are and what our identity is. And I would hope whether a team comes in here and plays physical, soft, or whatever it is, our guys are pretty prepared for that.
Does state compare to anybody that you guys have played so far this year?
Well, they're bigger than USC. And at the time, I think you remember I said I thought USC would be the biggest team we played all year. And that's not true because they're bigger than USC. They've got 7'5", 7'1", 7 foot, 6'10". This is a huge basketball team. So they've got great length. The Watson kid, who's only about 6'5", 6'6", really plays bigger than that. I really like what he does. Mullins is off to having a very good year. And then they just present problems that you don't have to really prepare for 7'5" and 7'1" every game. So that's different. And, we've done a good job matching people with size, but that's incredible size, and that is a concern, both offensively and defensively.
What have you seen out of their bigs in terms of how they affect the game? Is it more on defensive end or offensive end?
A little bit of both. Offensively, you get in trouble, just throw it to the rim. You got a guy 7'5" standing there. Odds are he's going to get it more times than not. So he affects them offensively. They've got a post presence. I think they've gone into this season just by looking on tape that they've really tried to initiate post play. They want to throw the ball inside. And anytime you got an offense going inside out, it's better. And then defensively, if you've got your center that's 7'1" or 7'5" anchoring your defense, hanging out in the lane, that protects against a lot of sin within your defense of mistakes that people are making. It's corrected by having that big guy in the middle. Yeah, it's been encouraging all year long. I think Alex and Cam just continues to develop. Each year he's just gotten better and better. And Alex is way ahead of schedule for somebody that set out a whole year. He's just been phenomenal. So been very, very pleased with our 4 or 5 spot. Chad Adams has been terrific with what he's been able to do at both ends of the floor. So playing this team the second game of the year, probably even more concerns than I would be playing them 11 games in. So we know that this is going to be a very difficult test, but it is one that I think our guys are prepared for.
Coach, the Aggies have had a lot of problems with turnovers. Is that something you feel like your team can take advantage of, particularly with the strong guard play? Yeah,
you hope so. You try to look at people's weaknesses and things and try, I think they've turned it over in the film I've watched against teams that press. We're not a pressing team, and I don't see us doing things out of character. We're 10-0. We're doing a lot of good things. You're not all of a sudden going to see we kind of do one of these things and become somebody different. So I think most of their turnovers have been teams that have really gotten after them in full court pressed, and that's not something that we really do a lot or spend a lot of time on. We're still going to be pretty much a half-court defensive team. So we'll see how that goes with the turnover thing. But Valpo came in here with some turnover issues, and we were able to turn them over 23 times. And that made a huge difference because it reduced the number of possessions that they had to score.
Coach, what did you think about being named one of the top 75 all-time NCAA March Madness?
Well, anytime those things come out, I'm getting older. I know I'm getting older when I'm on things like that. But, it's always – I enjoyed my playing career. I had a lot of fun at Indiana and representing Indiana and playing. And in that final year to win a Big Ten and to win a national championship, that was a lot of fun. So when they come out with these things, it's, now you're getting on lists that your players are their players are looking at you, and there's big-time names on this list they've never heard of. And I'm like, how have you not heard of that individual? So it does know you're getting older. But it also, I've been around a long time, 22 years in coaching and 26 years removed from playing, and still being recognized for what you did, some 25 plus years ago. That's always a feel-good situation.
Coach, it's looking like the 7 Catholic schools from the Big East are leaving. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I've not, this realignment is about as goofy as it gets, and it changes each and every week. But the thing I haven't understood from the beginning, I didn't know why they didn't do this a year ago. It has the opportunity of being, all this is football driven. This entire realignment stuff across the country is football driven. So if you have no football, why would you continue to mess with the football element? If I don't have football in my school, it only makes sense to get in a big-time basketball league, pitch that to all the TVs, and they're going to end up getting a great TV deal, and I think be a phenomenal basketball league. So I've always thought that was something that should have happened a long time ago. Again, I don't know the timing or why, but to me, if you're a basketball person, that's a very positive thing for those teams in those leagues.
If you're involved with Boise State or San Diego State, do you think that they're reconsidering?
Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea on what Boise and San Diego State are thinking.
I talked to President Frank and Athletic Director Krebs last week about the Boise State San Diego State situation and whether or not they would welcome them back into the Mountain West. How do you feel about welcoming them back into the league?
I'm going to see them twice this year. So they're probably not going to welcome us when we come there, and I hope we're not real welcoming when they come here as well. So, what that landscape, I'd like to have a TV deal in our league. I think regardless of the members, we can, each day, you can come up with different members that want to be a part of the Mountain West. I think the most important is that we are proactive, not reactive, when it comes to a TV deal. That's the biggest key in our league. Not who's in our league right now. Who's in our league status quo is good enough for a very nice TV package. And I just hope the powers that be are spending more of their time on a TV deal that's going to bring revenue and national attention to the schools that are going to be in our league versus, is it time to welcome back people that, just left our league. I just know each year they tell me how many are in our league, and we try everything we can to prepare to play against those teams.
And in terms of television, how have you felt this year about your exposure?
It's been tremendous. Our 3 games in the Paradise Jam, we got all 3 games on CBS Sports. We've been on CBS Sports another couple times. We've been on ESPN with Davidson. So those things are huge, and we're seeing the benefits of that. And I say this all the time. There have been years where we've had starts like this and haven't been ranked. We're not ranked if we haven't been on ESPN and CBS Sports already on TV. We're 10-0 and playing some pretty good basketball with a very high RPI, with a very good schedule strength, and I still think there'd be a possibility that we would not be ranked had we not been on CBS Sports, 4 or 5 times, and ESPN already once. If those games were not televised, I don't think anybody would even know that we're 10-0 right now. And I think that's the power of the branding and the national attention you get with national TV.